Laws, we all have them, but some countries? Well, they took legal peculiarities to a whole new level. From flushing toilets past your bedtime to salmon-related shenanigans, we've got a lineup that's weirder than a pigeon wearing a monocle. First up, Switzerland, land of pristine mountains, delectable chocolate, and a shocking disregard for your post-10 p.m. bowel movements. That's right, my friends. In the land of the cuckoo clock, you'd better make sure your plumbing aligns with the schedule, or you'll face the wrath of, well, probably just a passive-aggressive note from your neighbor. Apparently the Swiss take their sleep very, very seriously. But to legislate against a rogue post-dinner flush, that's commitment. Imagine the tourist pamphlets. Come for the scenery, stay for the cheese, and pack a bedpan if you're a late-night pooper. Whatever the reason, if you find yourself in Switzerland after 10 p.m. with a desperate urge to flush, you might just have to stuff your pockets with chocolate and hope for the best. Next, we journey to Singapore, a nation renowned for its cleanliness, efficiency, and an intense aversion to chewing gum. Yes, you heard me right. In Singapore, that chewy treat we all know and love, or at least tolerate on airplanes, is strictly verboten. Apparently, the powers that be in Singapore decided that gum was the root of all evil, or at least the root of all sticky sidewalks and subway seats. To be fair, who among us hasn't stepped in a rogue wad of discarded gum and cursed the heavens? But a nationwide ban, that's some next-level gum control. Now, I understand the desire for cleanliness, I really do. But this is Singapore, a place so efficient they could probably train pigeons to dispose of litter properly. Surely they could have found a way to manage gum without resorting to a full-blown ban. So, if you find yourself craving a minty freshener after a spicy plate of chili crab, you better pack a toothbrush and some breath mints. Or, just swallow your gum like a normal, law-abiding citizen of the world. Wait, no, don't do that. That's probably illegal in Singapore too. Now, let's hop over to Italy, the land of pasta, romance, and apparently immortality. Well, in the tiny town of Falciano del Masico at least. You see, in this picturesque Italian village, it is illegal to die. Yes, you heard that right. Death. It's just a suggestion in Falciano del Masico. Now, I'm not sure how they enforce this law logistically speaking. Do they issue fines to the deceased? Do they have a designated graveyard just outside town limits for those who couldn't quite outrun the Grim Reaper? Chapter 4. France, Napoleon Complex? More like Napoleon Complex. Our next stop takes us to France, a nation known for its sophisticated cuisine, romantic language, and a strange obsession with the naming rights of pigs. That's right, mes amis, in France, it is illegal to name your porcine pal Napoleon. Now I know what you're thinking. Finally, a law I can get behind. And honestly, I'm right there with you. But in all seriousness, this law dates back to the 19th century, when Napoleon Bonaparte was not exactly the most popular guy in France. And apparently the French government at the time took their disdain for the little emperor very, very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that they felt the need to protect his name from being sullied by association with, well, pigs. Next up, we head north to Canada, a land known for its friendly people, stunning landscapes, and a bizarre aversion to public displays of wound care. You see, in the Great White North, it is illegal to remove a bandage in public. Yes, you heard me right. In Canada, that tiny square of gauze is like a sacred talisman, not to be removed from its designated healing zone unless you're safely ensconced in the privacy of your own home. Now, I'm not sure what prompted this particular law. Maybe it was a rogue group of bandage flashers terrorizing unsuspecting citizens. Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure. If you're planning a trip to Canada, make sure your first aid kit is well stocked. And whatever you do, don't even think about changing that bandage on the bus. You might just find yourself in a Canadian jail cell, sharing a plate of poutine with a moose who's been busted for jaywalking. Now let's pop over to the UK, a nation known for its tea, crumpets, and a strange obsession with suspicious salmon. Yes, you heard me right. In the United Kingdom, it is illegal to handle a salmon in suspicious circumstances. Now, I know what you're thinking. What in the bloody hell constitutes suspicious circumstances when it comes to salmon? And honestly, I'm not entirely sure, but I imagine it involves trench coats, shifty eyes, and perhaps a getaway car idling nearby with its trunk full of, well, salmon, presumably. But in all seriousness, this law is actually meant to prevent illegal fishing and poaching. So if you find yourself in the UK with a hankering for some fish and chips, make sure your salmon supplier is on the up and up. Finally, we journey to Australia, a land known for its unique wildlife, laid-back attitude, and a strange aversion to vigilante justice. You see, in the land down under, it is illegal to dress up as Batman and Robin. Yes, you heard me right. In Australia, donning the dynamic duo's iconic costumes is a one-way ticket to a kangaroo court, pun definitely intended. Apparently, this law was passed in response to a series of incidents involving people dressed as superheroes taking the law into their own hands. And while I understand the need to discourage vigilantism, I can't help but feel like this law is a bit, well, overkill. I mean, it's Australia. They have spiders the size of dinner plates and snakes that can kill you with a single bite. Surely a couple of blokes running around in tights and capes are the least of their worries. So if you find yourself in Oz with a sudden urge to fight crime, you better stick to wearing sunscreen and a wide-brimmed hat. So there you have it. 7 of the craziest laws from around the world. From toilet flushing curfews to suspicious salmon regulations, we've covered it all. What did you think? Which law was the most surprising? The most ridiculous? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.